Alright everybody, welcome to Talladega here for the HGR Series Money Racing League. So right now, practice just completed from Talladega. Michael Wingo, top of the board so far. Qualifying's about to get underway here. Right now, 5 minutes to post one lap here. Right now, first car out. So Miles Bagley will be the first car to post a qualifying lap. First car to roll out. Michael Menchaca will be second, followed by William H. Scott. And then Scott McLean, and then the fifth driver will be the 408 of Douglas Camp. So this will be Miles Bagley's first attempted lap here. You see down at the bottom it's going to be shifting through different drivers, and then whenever we get a moment here we will show on the pylon. Right now, Michael Menchaca was on point to be the fast lap. The first time to be posted, Miles Bagley comes to the tri-oval. Uh, 54.078. That will be the time to beat for the moment. We'll go through the field. Christopher Carter, top of the board. Benjamin Elliott in the number 8. Says number 1, number 8. As he is actually looking to complete his first lap here. Right now, pylon going up at the top here. Meanwhile, coming to the line, Benjamin Elliott. iRacing says car number 1. Survey says it will be a 54.297, good enough for 11th quickest. Now you get a look at Stephen Scott Jr. Sean Corbett goes top of the board at a 54.041. Casey Sprinkle jumps to the top of the board this time, 54.034. It'll update here in a few minutes. With 44 seconds left, to 17, to 21, to 23, to 44, and the 92 have yet to post a lap. Stephen Scott Jr. goes 13th quickest. Right now, one of them drivers need to post a lap with 20 seconds. I do not believe he's going to get there, but you're looking at Hunter Hastings in the 44 with 10 seconds left here. I don't believe he's going to get it. And time has expired, and it will not allow him to post a lap. That being said, we wait for the session here to start. We will try to get a word with the pole sitter, Casey Sprinkles, here momentarily. All right, before we dial up Casey Sprinkle, we'll go ahead and go through the starting grid here. So Casey Sprinkle on the pole for tonight. Sean Corbett second, Richard Elliott third, Audrey Thompson in fourth, and Scott McLean rounds out the top five. Christopher E. Carter sixth, Miles Bagley in seventh, Michael Menchaca in eighth, Asher Little ninth, and Matthew Patton will round out the top 10 as we'll go on through the remaining ones. There's 23 drivers on hand tonight for this 40-lap event. We'll go ahead and get Casey here. Casey Sprinkles, Garrett Jenkins here in the booth. You got me? Casey Sprinkles, Garrett Jenkins, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, buddy is starting on pole. If I ain't mistaken, the other night you won at Daytona. Do you look to go back to back here?
Hopefully, man. Yeah, got a pretty good qualifying lap out of everyone else. Yeah, hopefully. That'd be pretty good.
Yes, it would, buddy. Real fast, and then I'll let you go here for a pace last. Is there a certain plan? Is it just stay out front tonight, or what's the plan for you specifically?
Probably stay up front since we do have one fast spray. If we didn't have a fast spray, I'd probably dirt the back, but try to stay in the top 5 so I can stay ahead of all the wrecks, because there's a lot of people in here.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Casey Sprinkles starts from the pole tonight. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We've got a couple more words here. Try to get a word with one more driver before we go. As a matter of fact, I know exactly who to talk to. Sean Corbett, Garrett Jenkins in the booth. You got me?
Yeah, 10-4. What's going on, man?
Not a whole lot. I'm going to make this quick since the lights on the pace car's out. Just spoke with the pole sitter, Casey Sprinkle. He says he's going to try to stay at the front tonight. What's your plan? Do you plan on trying to stay up there as well, or do you plan to just ride out in the back? What's the game plan for tonight?
I tend to make him not stay at the front. And everybody have a good race, and everybody be smart. And let's try to have a good one, put on a good show.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Sean Corbett rolling off second here. Good luck, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Yep. Again, 23 drivers on hand tonight. 40 laps with $75 on the line, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, indeed. $75 to first, 65 seconds, 60 to 34th, and then fifth place will get the final payout of $55. Appreciate everybody for Appreciate everybody for joining tonight. And we are rolling from Talladega. Down the back straightaway, drivers already trying to make it 3 wide already. Couple down to the bottom. Right now, Casey Sprinkle holds the advantage on the bottom lane right now. Sean Corbett up there trying to lead the top side back to him. You see the 38, Audrey Thompson stuck on the outside lane. And coming to complete the first lap this time. Outside lane now trying to get a bigger run. Corbett now side by side with the 59 to the line. Casey Sprinkles will lead this first lap. Back down in the turn. Coming off turn 2 this time now. Sprinkles still holding the advantage. Corbett to his outside. And you see a third lane now trying to form up. But not really doing much effort. Nobody really wanting to go 3 wide at the moment. Does not appear like. But so far so good. A little out of shape. Right now, see finally the middle lane now able to surge ahead a little bit. Sean Corbett trying to lead the second lap of this race here. And he will get it. And right now still 3 drivers. That is the 25 of Michael Wingo. Back behind the 26 of Matthew Patton. Them in the 44 trying to make that outside work. And you see Casey Sprinkle now jumps up to the middle. 58, Scott McLean, he's trying to lead that bottom now, trying to get a lap led. Right now, the middle and bottom lane seem to be particularly even, maybe a slight advantage to the bottom. Of course, right now, you see a few drivers in the back just letting her roll single file for the moment. Right now, Scott McLean will lead his first lap for tonight. Miles Bagley up 4 spots already. He is currently pushing the driver at that 58 right now as you run on board with him. From the bumper camera. Meanwhile, 87 up a little bit. Not enough to really affect. Trying to side draft early down the front straightaway here into the tri-oval. Casey Sprinkle now trying to fight back on that outside now as the third lane has completely deteriorated. Sprinkles that time will lead lap 4, now working lap 5. Meanwhile, again, there's a few drivers back there just slowly riding, waiting for something big to happen. One of them being Richard Elliott in the 000 right now. He's one of them few. Audrey Thompson back there within the 25. Michael Wingo. All these drivers here playing it safe, anticipating something big to happen, or try to stretch the field load as much as they can. Meanwhile, back out front, still 2x2 for about the first 10 to 11 drivers here. It's pretty much been between the 45 and the 59 so far tonight. Still a long way to go, 35 actually here. And everybody right now, other than a little bit of 3 wide action to begin with, everybody pretty much just playing it smart. Nobody's really trying to make no big moves, really no reason to. Couple drivers off the pace who have lost the draft. The 22 and the 3. Right now running 22nd and 23rd. They are off the pace, have lost the draft, but right now, for the moment, still 21 drivers. Technically in this pack, though, a couple are laying back a little bit here. So what we're focused on right now is the main pack as the 58 of Scott McLean back to the front here. Only 3 drivers to lead a lap so far. That would be the 58, the 59, and the 45 as we work lap 7 down the back straightaway. A big push from the 45 to the back of the 59. Casey Sprinkles down to the bottom. And right now we are right back where we started on lap 1. 59 on the bottom, 45 on the outside. Both trying to pull their respective lines, but right now the bottom lane has a little bit of the advantage. Definitely had the majority of the cars. And that outside lane, even with 5 drivers, they are right now holding strong. I look down the back straightaway now. And still, Sprinkles and Corbett, the top 2. And really, everybody else really ain't been no jostling for positions. Biggest mover of the race right now, Hunter Hastings in the 44, up 12 spots from where he started this race. And so far the biggest, well really the 2 biggest ones who have dropped, Richard Elliott, Audrey Thompson, of course, they're one of the ones back there in that single file line who are pretty much just saving and riding for the time being today. Both of them have lost 12 spots since the start of this race. We're down the back straightaway. Another big run for the 45 to the 87, 59, a little out of shape. Able to save it and keep it straight, but that gives the bottom lane now to the 45, who now controls both lanes. Right now, nobody really able to establish them as a favorite so far. The 87 now trying to fight to the outside. He's pulling the 32 and the 44 with him, but not really much able to do. Here comes the 8 back behind them. Well, meanwhile, still at the front, Sean Corbett started second. He now leaves the pole sitter, Casey Sprinkles. Michael Menchaca and Scott McLean, them are the top 5 for the moment, but it switches every lap. See now a little 3 wide action here. Double, triple zero, stuck out a lineup lead us anyway. Right now, three lines trying to pretty much form up again to 26. He's been trying to work with that 3rd lane earlier in the race. But right now, nothing really happening. Nobody really wanting to venture out to that 3rd lane, make it 3 wide just yet. See now a little close between the 32 and the 88. A little bit of contact. Now the 87. He'll jump up. Top Miles Bagley wanting to make a run, and now we're 3 wide. 3 wide for the lead for the moment. 87 just not able quite to get clear, but now the middle lane, only 3 cars. How is this going to affect? Normally they'll just start dropping back, but right now the middle lane able to hold even with the 45, the 32, and the 44. And for the first time tonight, officially, Miles Bagley is going to lead his first lap of the night. Meanwhile, now the 45 bailed on 32. Getting a little close. Up in the middle. Of course, down the back straight is still 3 by 3. Out that 3rd lane starting to slowly fade away here. But meanwhile, that middle lane, it's been impressive that them three cars are able to hold the line even with fewer numbers. And right now it will go back to 2 wide racing. So right now the third lane not able to come in, really be able to form nothing. I'm sure that will change the closer we get. The closer we get to this race, the more drivers are going to become desperate. Of course, top 5 gets paid out tonight, and as the race goes on, the intensity is going to pick up. There's going to be more daring moves. You see Sprinkles now jumps out of line, almost got turned by the 87. Down the back straightaway, Casey Sprinkle now wants to lead back. He's already led 2 laps tonight, believe it or not. And he has got it right now. The brother with the most laps led, Sean Corbett, at 6. You see they're coming up on the lap car of the 3 of Stephen Scott Jr. Of course, one of them 2 that lost the draft earlier, he will go down to the apron, give room to the lead pack. And now Miles Bagley trying to challenge back to the front, third line, trying again, this time with Hunter Hastings now trying to lead that third line and make something happen. 26 does not go with them this time of Matthew Payton. They see one car off the wall, driver's getting a little scattered. And meanwhile, that outside, this 3 wide action is causing this whole pack to kind of get a little squirrely, out of shape. It's going to cause them drivers running single file back there to catch up if they choose to. See now, the 01, Asher Little, he jumps up now. He wants to try to pull that third lane up to the top here. 3 cars back in the middle again. Meanwhile, Miles Bagley leads his 4th lap of the race. But here comes, great save by the 01 of Asher Little. About got turned off the bumper to 44. It doesn't really help that outside lane much, but right now the middle line is really the one that's fell apart for the moment. They still say 3 wide. But right now, the bottom lane prevailing. Just how long are some of these drivers willing to go? Michael Menchaca running in second. Of course, Casey Sprinkles, he hasn't been afraid to jump up to another lane, get the lead. And Sean Corbett now shuffle back in his pack a little bit. Meanwhile, coming down, 25 laps to go this time. Back down in the middle of turns 1 and 2, coming down the back straightaway. Bottom lane still holding the majority right now. There's not really nobody's really trying to make a move other than ride right now. Everybody's on the same stint of fuel. It's going to be interesting. I believe a green flag pit stop will come into play here. It's just a matter of if it's under green or if a caution. You see the 01, Asher Little, trying to decide which lane he wants to run back there in that 01. Right now, out that second lane, Matthew Payton now, of course, mentioned earlier, he's been one of them. He's tried several times to get that third lane to work as they now lap the 22 of Quentin's. Yeah, lap 22 of Quentin there. And meanwhile, now front 2 able to clear a little bit of distance. Able for the 32 to make a move up if he wants to and try to pull that outside lane back side by side. But right now, everybody choosing on the bottom as there goes Casey Sprinkle now. Again, just mentioned, not afraid to jump up there and try to pull a line as they start to fan out the 8. Actually, the 1 of Benjamin Elliott jumps out of line. And nobody chooses to go with him. Don't know if that's a move to just try to get out of the pack and ride for a little bit, or if he was trying to get some people to help him. Try to get there to the front. Regardless, he pays for it and goes all the way to the last car on the top row. And Miles Bagley now has surpassed Sean Corbin and leading the most laps. Right now, Bagley leads 7 laps and counting. Outside lane now starting to fade away just a little bit. Casey Sprinkle still trying to hold on to that outside lane, and right next to that 87 side by side through the trail with this time. And Casey Sprinkles will lead his 3rd lap barely and drops right back down to the bottom. You see the 21 of William H. Scott Jr. in the pits. Unsure if this is a scheduled green flag stop or if something is amiss underneath the hood of that 21. Meanwhile, back at the front, another lead change. Matthew Payton, for the first time tonight, will get up there to lead. If he can hold on to it, it'll make it official. Meanwhile, 3 cars on the outside. The 44, Hunter Hastings, jumped up in that 3rd lane. Nobody goes with him. This time, Matthew Payton will officially lead his first lap of the race with 21 laps to go. See the 01, Asher Little. Earlier on in the race, he had that little bit of that bobble back there in the back of the pack. Hasn't seemed to really affect him much up there, battling for a top 5 payday. Off of turn 4. You see now a couple of drivers starting to come in and pit to 45. And several drivers black flag, the 32 black flag, Sean Corbett black flag, Sean Futrell, all black flags. More than likely for speeding in the pits. And that is really going to hurt their chances of trying to either win the race or in the top 5. Meanwhile, with green flag pit stops happening, expect more of this front pack here to come in. And yep, they do. So the leaders come in, a little bit locked up on the 26, in the grass a little bit. Asher Little too fast entering. So 4 black flags to start out this race. And James Waring now leads here at Talladega with 19 to go. Him and Douglas Camp, only ones that have yet to make a pit stop. Meanwhile, we focus in on 2 leaders. I'm sure they will be in this time as they're coming off of turn 4 now. And they are. Will it be a clean pit stop? And so far so good. No black flag on entry for the 408 or the 13. Meanwhile, this should cycle out to be your leader, Hunter Hastings. Michael Bagley, Casey Sprinkle, Scott McLean, and Christopher Carter should be the projected top 5 for the moment. It's right now the 87. Douglas Camp, black flag, unsure what this one is, possible speeding, exiting the pits. But now it is cycled back out. Miles Bagley out in front of Hunter Hastings, Casey Sprinkles, Scott McLean, and Christopher E. Carter. That is the top 5 unofficially. For the time being is right now, everybody. Look on back, everybody now riding single file, trying to bunch back up. try to get back to the front here. See, already 88 jumps down the line. Aubrey Thompson goes with him, as does a few others now. Of course, they quickly. Of course, Thompson jumped back out, but now Casey Sprinkles and Scott McLean take that outside lane. Casey Sprinkles has not hesitated all night to jump up into another lane and try to lead this race. As now, with 17 to go and green flag pit stops out the way, the race is on. Right now, Miles Bagley, the dominant car of the night, technically in laps led of 8. But Casey Sprinkle's been up there all night, as has a lot of these drivers. And so far, caution free. That I had to say something, they're wrecking big time. The 41, Jeremy Osborne's in it. Benjamin Elliott got a piece of it. Try to look back and see what all happened, as somebody got turned in trial. Well, that's what I know. We'll go ahead and get a look at it. This is. Let's see, we're just going to rewind all this back here. Ah, 41. So it all starts with the 41. We're going to see. I don't know if he just came up. I'm not sure if it just came up too fast or if there's a bit of a checkup effect here with the outside lane. Just a little bit of a bad push, and the 41, some reason, gets loose in the tri-oval, but that triggers the first multi-car incident of the night. And for a lot of drivers, that one fast repair that they were waiting for, trying to save, is gone. Let's ride on board with the 41. Big impacts. An unfortunate break for the driver of the 41, as several others. See the 3. Richard Elliott. Actually, he would have had it through if he hadn't got clipped by the 41 at the last minute. Anyway, Jeremy Osborne has returned on track. We'll see if we can't get a quick word with him, get his take on the incident real fast. Jeremy Osborne, Garrett Jenkins, you got a quick word? Jeremy Osborne, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I can hear you. I got you.
Buddy, we saw the replay. What exactly do you feel like happened going through the trial? It looked like the moment you gave the car in front of you a push, it just stepped out from under you. What's your take of what happened?
when I give him a little push. I don't know if the fields backed up at the same time or what, but then somebody behind me got into me and just turned me, and then after that, I was just along for the ride.
Well, buddy, with 14 to go, do you think you got a shot at this deal? Can you get back up there, potentially get a good payout?
Definitely. My ride for a little bit here, 2 laps, and then I don't know, 6, 7 to go. Make my move, go to the front, try to get to the front. But I don't know, that's some pretty good racing. So yeah, it's definitely possible that with this group of guys, we can get to the front.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Look forward to see how you do. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Jeremy Osborne. So even though involved in the first multi-car incident of the night, feels like that he's still got the piece under there to get to the front. So the top 5 as they go: Miles Bagley, Casey Sprinkles, Hunter Hastings, Scott McLean, and Christopher E. Carter. That is the top 5. Audrey Thompson, Michael Wingo, John Ward, Matthew Patton, and Sterling This. That is your top 10. Of course, Miles Bagley's led 10 laps out of the 26 ran tonight. Him and a few others have been up there in the mix. One person we ain't seen at the front until after the green flag pit starts, Audrey Thompson. That Dale Senior throwback 88. Of course, for some of y'all that look at the Midnight Racing League, no stranger to seeing him at the front when it matters. And of course, you can tune in at that Saturday nights for the Super Speedway Series. But meanwhile, at the front, Miles Bagley, Casey Sprinkles will be bringing them down to the Geico restart zone. And 13 laps to go this time to settle it. Decent restart by the 87. Decent restart really for both lanes. A slight advantage to the bottom. Hastings pushing that 87 out to the front. Down the back straightaway, Bagley still holds the lead. Probably able to control both lanes. A little bit of a bad push as they are going each other back. Asher Little with a great save. Sean Corbett came down into him. Meanwhile, the outside lane now. Outside lane now trying to pull a run. Audrey Thompson, third in line. As right now, 12 laps to go. The outside lane, slight advantage to the line this time. Too close to call it. Saying Casey Sprinkles led that lap. Down back into turn number 1. Way back there in the back, third line trying to form. Of course, 26 jumps up in line, Matthew Payton. He's really been trying to make that third line work all night. He's finally got enough group of cars he might be able to do it. Asher Little, one of them directly behind him. Also, the 23 of Joseph Allen up there. Ain't heard nothing out of him all night. Coming to 11 laps to go this time. Middle lane, Casey Sprinkles out just by a little bit. Eventually the pushes are going to get more aggressive. And if you think that first multi-car incident earlier in a few laps ago, if you think that was the only one, I feel like going to be selling mistaken. Car's out of shape. Audrey Thompson spinning. There they go. Ah, they're all wrecking big. Thompson's in it. God almighty. See the 41. Michael Wingo, he is in it as well. Sean Fitchell in that number 3 AC Ducko machine. Jeremy Olson got a piece. Let's start somewhere with Thompson. We'll go ahead and take a look at it. Rewind it. Ah, crap. Try this again. Alright, coming off of turn 4. We see Thompson. He is 3 wide. Is it a bad push from somebody? It's actually just behind the 25. See if we can't get the crash chopper cam on this here. So a little bit of a stack up effect whenever the 25 hits the 38. 45 does not know about that stack up effect till it's too late, and Sean Corbett looks like that 45 car is going to need some repairs. But yeah, it all starts with accordion effect. I mean, typical here at Daytona and Talladega. Of course, 38, he ain't got nowhere to go. That little bit of a push from the 25. I mean, the 38's already behind the 58, so that push really ain't going to do nothing. You see big hits by several drivers. 13 rolling down in there. James Waring. But really, it's really hard to pin a blame on anybody, really, because 25 doesn't know that. I mean, 25 does not know that 38 is already on the back of somebody, and it's just one of them accordion type deals. Fortunately, it wipes out. Fortunately, it wipes out a lot of good cars. One of them being James Waring here. We'll see if we can get a quick word with him. Hey, James Waring, Garrett Jenkins, you got a quick copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, second big one of the night. Unfortunately, we're not able to escape this one. What did you see from your side of things?
They were dancing around pretty good up front, so I was expecting it to happen, but I at least I get some fresh tires, all my damage fixed.
I'm
good to go.
Well, the important question is, was it damaged enough to where you had to use that very useful one fast repair that every driver gets here tonight?
Yeah, I did. It knocked my alignment out. I had my wheel turned about 45 degrees as I was driving down the straightaway.
Oh, good Lord. Last question, because I feel like we're about to be going green here in just a couple of minutes. 9 to go. Is there a possibility to get that 13 back up there to the front, or do you ride?
Yes,
Or do you ride back and anticipate another big one?
that's almost a 50-50 guess, but I'm going to push it to the front.
All right. All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Look forward to seeing it. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Been a great race so far tonight. Of course, everybody, if you can, give the man that really put this on, Jimmy Crow, putting these races on. It's been very entertaining. It was a pretty calm race up until the intensity started picking up here, but folks, it is not over yet. When we go back green, there'll be 7 laps to go. Of course, the top 5 earned the payout tonight. And just because the 59, the 87, the 58, the 44, you can throw 26 in there, just because these jokers have been at the front the majority of the night, it does not mean that they can easily get shuffled out. Get one more person in here real quick. Hey, Matthew Payton, Garrett Jenkins, real fast. You got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, man. What's up?
Well, buddy, you've been at the front the majority of the night. What does this 26 machine got for you?
Man, hopefully something good. Let me tell you, man. Just trying to, keep my car clean. Just trying to keep it up front. These closing laps. Let's see what this machine can do.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Hope to talk to you at the end of this thing.
Yes, sir.
Course 26. Matthew Patton has not been afraid to start forming that third line. Push comes to shove. We'll see if anybody goes with him. Right now, this is the second caution of the night. Hopefully the last one, but we will find out the intensity. Intensity about to pick up. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, strap down the TV. Probably going to be the most action-packed 7 laps of this race, and that's not including overtime. Out bottom lane, not really a good start. 44 spun the tires. Other than that, Casey Sprinkle, a great restart down into turn number 1, but here comes Miles Bagley in the outside lane back up. A few drivers already jumping up out of line. Steven Scott Jr., one of them. Down the back straightaway. Sprinkles barely holding up a tight edge. Here comes the outside lane, 26 pushing the 87. Asher Little, who has had a very eventful night with a couple of great saves up there on the outside lane, third car in line. He's trying to make something happen as he's coming with a 000. Richard Elliott Sprinkles up to cover the top lane, gives the 58 to bottom. Scott McLean being pushed by Hunter Hastings. See now 3 wide, already starting to happen again. 6 laps to go this time from Talladega. The pushing getting a whole lot more aggressive. 44 out of shape just a little bit. We exit trouble now, third lane. 000 to 32. Michael Menchaca. You see Asher thought about blocking it. He thinks twice about it. Asher Little to the outside of the third lane. Trying to make something happen here. Coming to 5 to go this time. 26 out of shape. Ah, 58 jumped up to the middle. I question that. Casey Sprinkle all out of shape. Keeping it straight so far. I will be surprised they make it 5 more laps. But again, I question the move to the outside by the 58. We're going to see how it pays off. Sprinkle pushing him pretty good right now to 44. Not able to get up there. You see the 26 trying to jump up and lead that third line. Right now, down the back straightaway. 5 laps to go. I mean, you heard the 26. He's going to try to keep the car clean. Thinks he's got something for him. Matthew Patton trying to pull Asher in the whole outside lane winner right now. Bottom lane with the advantage. Scott McLean on the bottom, leading the 44. See a lot of jostling now. Drivers starting to bail in that outside lane. Third lane start to deteriorate ever so slightly. See, big push coming from the 59 to the 44. 44 actually got pushed up into the center. I don't know if you want to be there. 23 on the apron. They let it back in. Sean Corbett has worked himself up after being involved in the big one. 4th car on the bottom line, trying to work himself back up there. If you're not in the top 5, you'll go home with nothing. Meanwhile, the push is getting more big. Sprinkles holding on for dear life, buddy. Miles Bagley pushing him in that third lane. Sprinkles down to cover all 3. 4 wide for the moment. 26 in the wall. Keeping it straight for the moment, barely. What a job out of 26. Matthew Patton kept it straight, but buddy, he lost all ground. Coming to 3 laps to go. Asher Little for the first time tonight. He will lead his first lap with 3 to go. Here comes the 408. Douglas Kent with him. 17 in line. Drivers you ain't seen all night. Some of them involved in 1 or 2 accidents tonight. Down the back straightaway, 3 wide, outside lane trying to form up again. 22 a Quentin stem block. Ain't heard nothing out of him all night. In the closing laps trying to earn him a little bit of money. Asher Little now in the middle. Sprinkles out the block. An aggressive block push. Sprinkles up to the outside lane. Another block, 4 wide through the trail. Little's getting turned on. There we go. Several drivers. Little keeps it straight. The 3 is involved. And that'll more likely end his night. Benjamin Elliott already involved in 1 incident, and that car is done. Asher Little, major damage. Audrey Thompson saw him sliding through there. It was inedible. But I'm surprised they made it that far. Let's go ahead and look at it here. What happened here to send us into what very well could be the overtime? And really, if I had to take a guess, it was just an aggressive push. Yep. Well, actually, hold up. Hold the phone. Net code. That's what I see. No contact between the 58 of McLean and the 01 of Little. A little bit of net code, and then obviously the Little sideways in the ball and a big impact. 17 nowhere to go. You see the 3 of Futrell. The 8 of Elliott. 22 is involved. Audrey Thompson gets a piece of it. 00 or the 000. Richard Elliott. God almighty, look at the cars. Now, a lot of them had just made their way up to the front. Let's get an onboard here. We'll go with Audrey Thompson through this whole wreck. Rewind it just a little bit. Okay, we're rewinding it a lot more, actually. Okay. See a little bit of net code. How you want it calling in. Thompson won the few that almost had it made. Able to keep it straight. See the 58 was involved. Scott McLean led a total of 4 laps tonight, but kept it clean for the most part. Well, I did say it was going to be the most intense. 7 laps to go, and it certainly was that. We get 3 attempts at a green-white checkered. Couple of names that you ain't seen all night. Joey Allen in the 23 just started working himself up right now, the highest mover from his starting position, up 20 spots. Matthew Payton, some of us, myself included, after that big save that he had in 3 and 4, I thought it would be all over for him. He has worked himself back up into the 3rd position with a chance to win it. Miles Bagley, of course, he has led the most laps tonight of 11. Casey Sprinkles, the next closest one, has led 10, but he is mired deep in the back at 14th. Retirees from the race. The 8 of Sean Futrell and the 1 of Benjamin Elliott, both of them out. And sadly will not be walking away with a top 5 finish or a payout tonight. Well, up until after the green flag, once the green flag pit stops got settled, a lot of drivers started making their way back up to the front, so we ain't seen Hunter Hastings, one of them, and right now, as he elects the outside lane for this restart, right now he is in the catbird seat. We'll hope to get a word with him. So right now, it'll be the first of 3 attempts at a green-white checker. If the field makes it back to the white flag, it does not matter what happens. It will not matter if all of them wreck and the car with the least amount of damage lines up all the way back across the start-finish line. Doesn't matter if none of them wreck. Also, one thing to consider is the distance to the start-finish line when they do wreck. Would there be enough time for the race control or iRacing themselves to throw the caution? I'm going to say it one more time. Strap down the TV. Hold on to whatever drinks you have, whether it's Coca-Cola, beer. Hold on to it, because it's about to get wild. Hunter Hastings, Joseph Allen bringing them down to the start. We are rolling the first of 3 overtimes. Bottom lane, not really going all that great. Top lane drops down. Hastings and Bagley in front of Allen. Really, it was a terrible start for that whole inside lane. Down the back straightaway. Miles Bagley pushing the 44 of Hastings. Allen, what does he do? What would a 26 do? 26 not been afraid to jump up and start leading the line. Meanwhile, coming off of turn 4, entering the tri-oval. Audrey Thompson just went for a big slide in the first wreck. He has a chance to win it. Pushing a 92 of John Ward. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a race. White flag, 1 to go. Right now, Thompson and Allen fighting for that 5th position. Here comes the 26, 4 wide, back behind him for the moment. Asher Little trying to make something happen. John Ward, Audrey Thompson on the outside. Here comes the 3 and the 88 on that 3rd lane trying to make something happen. Oh, John Ward gets turned. They're wrecking for the most part. They keep it straight. They keep it straight. What I say? No, they don't. 41 spinning to the apron. Jeremy Osborne to the line. Hunter Hastings is going to win at Talladega and take $75 with him. Joseph Allen 2nd, Miles Bagley 3rd, Audrey Thompson and Casey Sprinkles the top 5, and they're wrecking big. Hunter Hastings didn't show up until the end of the race. After the green flag pissed us, he'll walk away tonight $75 richer. And hopefully we can get a quick word with him. Give me 1 second here. Hunter Hastings burn it down at Talladega. We're going to see if we can get race control to try to get him in Discord. Let's go ahead and get Hunter Hastings in here. Hunter Hastings, Garrett Jennings got a copy, buddy.
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, buddy, first off, congratulations, $75 richer tonight. Didn't really see much of you until after the green flag pit stops. Was the strategy just to ride around to after that, then position yourself to be in the front?
Didn't want to waste that fast repair early on. I did that last night, and it bit me. I ran out of them. Got too much damage and couldn't do nothing at the end.
Well, buddy, I mean, honestly, did you think that you had a chance tonight, especially after I know you were about in the thick of a couple of them big ones here. At what point did you realize, damn, I might have a shot here to win this?
That last restart when I had Miles Bagley behind me, I was like, we can do this.
That was a little bit of a agreement. Like, hey, push me, and then best man win after that, because the outside
Yep, we
lane.
needed to get clear.
That saved me because the bottom lane did not have a good start. Real fast, but I know you're eager to get your hands on that money. If anybody you want to thank tonight?
Man, James Wagner Welding, Jimmy Crow, and Miles Bagley, man.
All right, buddy. Congratulations. Hunter Hastings will walk away with the win tonight. $75 in his pocket. Congratulations, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Yep. Let's see here as we get rid of that. So let's see. We'll get Joseph Allen in here next. We'll finish second tonight. Joseph Allen, Garrett Jenkins here. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, for a second there, it looked like you had it. What was the situation? Because on that last restart, because it looked like the bottom lane just did not get going like you wanted to.
Yeah, definitely wasn't the restart we wanted, but they got to tip their hat to them up on that top line, man. They got to jump on it, but yeah, they definitely got out on us there.
Well, was there anything you think you could have done? Like, do you think there's a chance to potentially build the run and jump to that outside, or was there anything you think you could have done different past the restart?
Yeah, I saw him coming up on the outside, and I did think about jumping up there, but I didn't want to risk it being a bad move, mess up the whole race and wreck me with it as well. So I just held down where I got, and yeah, it worked out. Unfortunately, all them guys got taken out, and looked like luck went my way.
Yes, sir. Like I said, second, great run. Despite they didn't really hear a lot out of you up until the final last half of that race. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight?
I definitely want to thank y'all for broadcasting this thing, Jimmy for putting this thing together, and definitely the group of racers here. Good group of guys, not a bunch of yelling and crying, man. It's been a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Ain't no problem, buddy. Joey Allen, do you go by Joey or Joseph?
I'll answer to a whole lot of names, but most people call me Joey.
All right, well then Joey Allen will come home second here tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
All right, brother. Appreciate the broadcast.
Ain't no problem. Up next, probably the dominant. Well, actually, I don't know why that posted up there, so we might just hide that for a minute. Don't want all that getting out. Miles Bagley, Garrett Jenkins got a copy, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, led 11 laps tonight, the most of all the drivers. Just take me through. Did you ever think if the opportunity presented itself, did you think of potentially trying to make a move on the 44, or was it all just commitment to the end?
All right. I mean, me and him were together all race. I mean, he's my guy. So, payouts are pretty. I mean, the disparity from like first to seventh is maybe like, I mean, it's like $45, which is not a high number, and the disparity from like first to third is like $15. So, I had no problem at all just staying, not being greedy, and staying with Hunter there. And it's kind of unfortunate I got that move in my right rear. We would have gone 1-2, but I knew 100% I was cashing tonight. I was in the front of the whole race, and I had no doubts that I was going to cash. I just want to. I mean, me and Hunter, we're tight, so I stay with him.
Well,
Don't want to make any moves.
I didn't blame you. Buddy, gonna make it quick tonight for you. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight by chance?
I mean, Hunter, of course. Me and him worked together all night. Who else? I mean, Asher Little. I didn't really get with him, and Quentin Steinbach fell into an unfortunate hole. But I was with all those guys tonight, so for sure want to thank all of them.
All right, buddy. Congratulations. You'll walk out of here third and 9, obviously. Led the most laps. Nothing to be ashamed of. Congratulations again. Hope to see you next time, dude.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yes, sir. We're just going down the list here for the top 5. Number 4th place would be Audrey Thompson. I don't think he's jumped in at the moment. So we will go on down to 5th place, and I do want to talk to this one. Be sure it ain't going. Okay, Casey Sprinkles, race car driver. That's good. Let's see, he's just in here. Casey Sprinkle, Garrett Jenkins got a copy. Casey Sprinkles, Garrett Jenkins up here. You got a copy, buddy? All right, now Casey Sprinkles perhaps stepped away for a moment. Well, he's in here. I think 22's waiting on an interview.
Going for him, but
Let's see here.
hello.
Hey, buddy. Quentin, number 22. Yeah. Buddy, they told me how to pronounce your last name earlier, and I done it. Forgot. How do you pronounce that, real quick?
Steinbach.
All right, Quentin Steinbach. Yeah. Unfortunately, not the result you wanted. 17th quickest tonight. But it was. Was there anything that you perhaps could have done different tonight?
Honestly, no. I mean, what really put me in the hole, I got hit down underneath the yellow there, and it real early on, and went a lap down. And we didn't get a yellow flag till, pretty late in the race, and finally got my lap back. Was able to. After they got my lap back, I was running just fine. No problems, but I just got caught up in that last wreck there at the very end.
Yeah, I was going to ask a couple of drivers here. I never got around to it, but the pushes, how are the? Because we know that, of course, I race control and broadcast a Gen 6 league, and I know that some of them pushing with them cars, you got to be very precise with them. Is that the same thing with these Xfinity cars? Because it seemed like there was a few points where just a bad, even if it was off-centered a little bit, of push could really affect the driver. What was your standpoint on that?
I have never really had as much of an issue with it. I think these cars are a little more like the new ARCA car mixed with the trucks. They in the corners, you don't really want to push them, kind of like the ARCA car. You can do maybe little bumps here and there, but you don't want to just get hooked up with them in the corners. But on the straights, as long as you're straight on, you're bumping straight, you're usually fine in these cars. Some people may have, I don't know if maybe they're running like 210 or something. I run just 900. And I don't really experience that as much.
Well, buddy, I mean, again, it's one of them unique things. Real quick, buddy. Again, not the result you wanted. You were up there. You just started coming up there towards the end. Anybody you want to thank tonight? Sponsors? Anybody?
Yeah, thanks my teammates, Asher and Miles, Hunter, and Tucker couldn't race tonight, but Tucker's one of the teammates. Thanks to Jimmy for putting this on. I really love this series here. A lot of cool stuff going on over here, so I'm really excited about it. And thank you for putting it on, or putting on the broadcast.
Ain't no problem, buddy. Ain't no problem. First of many races I hope to broadcast. It was a lot of fun broadcasting it tonight. I enjoyed it. I was a little slow trying to get cars. Who was in what car? First time doing it. Buddy, hope to see you. Hope to see you for the next one. I know there'll be plenty of better finishes than tonight.
Yeah, oh yeah. This whole thing's a work in process, and it's going great so far. So I don't see it stopping that trend anytime soon.
All right, buddy. Quentin Steinbach. I hope did I say it. Did I get it right?
Yep, you got it.
Quentin Steinbach will finish 17th tonight. Yep. Look forward to seeing him next week.
Thank you.
And Casey Sprinkle got back with us up here in the booth. Casey, buddy, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do, man.
Well, buddy, second most laps led, too short of having the most laps led. Buddy, it was a blast in you. You weren't scared to jump up on them. You weren't scared to jump up on them lanes that was coming. Just take me through the whole race, your experience. It was getting, you're holding on for dear life in them last couple of laps. What was your whole take on tonight?
So, first off, I mean, it was really just riding until the pit stop. I mean, riding up front. That's when I was probably leading the most laps, or leading as many laps as I did. Had the pit stop, which turned out really good. But everyone after the pit stop was actually caught back up, so it was still a big group. But right after we had the pit stop, like maybe 3 laps, there was that yellow, and then it had another green flag run, and then finally we coming to 2 to go, I think it was. I got shuffled, went to the third line, and I was probably gonna fall back. But then they started wrecking in the travel, and I avoided one car, but I didn't avoid a couple others, and I had to ultimately take my fast pair. We started 14th, and then we're still like 11th or 12th going into turn 3 on the white flag, and everyone died in front of me, and I snuck my way through, just zigzagged my way through the whole wreck in the field to get behind my teammate and ultimately end up 5th.
Well, buddy, it was an awesome performance. It was. See you up there doing everything you can to keep that lead real fast here, and then I'll let you go. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight, sponsors or anybody in general?
All my teammates, especially Matt Patton and Scott McLean. I was working with them the whole race. Albie Thompson too. He was in this race, but I ultimately didn't even get in a VC with him. But I still helped him there at the end, trying to get back up. And you for putting on the broadcast. Hopefully it was good. I plan to watch it back in a few minutes. And Jimmy Crow for putting on this race. It was a blast racing with all these people.
All right, buddy. I hope it met everybody's expectations tonight. A little slow figuring out who was in what cars, but congratulations, a fast car tonight, led the second most laps, and you'll walk away with a little bit of money. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Yep. So, let's see. I think I got time for just one more, and I think I'll get the driver to 3, Steven Scott Jr.
It wasn't, so that's why I texted you that.
Steven Scott Jr., Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Yes, sir, I sure do.
Well, buddy, didn't hear a lot out of you tonight up until the final close of laps. Know you went down a lap earlier in the race. What was your whole night in perspective?
Well, it was a good race after all. I hate that I missed the start, but luckily I was able to get my lap back. But me and my teammate Christopher jumped in that third line. I was hoping that somebody else would jump up, and we'd be able to get a good run, but nobody did. But luckily, luckily everybody started crashing. We was able to get through the whole thing. But other than that, I mean, it was a pretty decent race.
Yes, sir. But it was wild. It got wild when it needed to. It got a little intense, which is to be expected. I asked the driver earlier. I already about forgot who I asked. I think it was the 22. Did you feel like the pushes in these cars? Can you be a little more aggressive with them? I know you can push hard with the next gens and the trucks to a degree. What was your take on the taking and receiving pushes tonight in the Xfinity car?
Well, it depends on how far you're back that you can get pushed. Just like last night, I got pretty much on a last couple laps. I got kicked out of pretty much kicked out of the race. I got hit on the inside line pretty hard. I was already locked bumpers with somebody else, and somebody else decided to bump me, and it just pretty much just knocked me all the way out. But like with these cars, you can push hard, but once you get close. But if you're like a good distance back and you go to bump somebody, it can pretty much lose control pretty quick.
Yeah, and it was pretty evident, especially through the tri-oval.
Yeah, that tri-oval can be hectic.
Yeah, I mean it looked rough. Of course, one spot short of making a little bit of money. My last question.
I still did. I think they paid out the top 6.
Oh, did they really?
Yes, sir. I won 35. He said.
Oh well, darn! I've been false advertising this whole time. I apologize to everybody.
Since Jimmy started putting these races on, this has been a pretty good race group that he been putting on right here.
Yeah, it was a great run. Other than that, is there anybody you want to thank tonight? Sponsors, family, just anybody in general?
I mean, I would just like to thank everybody in this group, and I'd like to thank Jimmy for putting this on. I'd like to thank you guys for finally getting to broadcast it. It's pretty big for this group.
Yeah, I hope it meets everybody's expectations. Other than that, buddy, quiet night, walks away. He does end up walking away with a little bit of money. Not bad at all. With the weekend and payday probably coming up for a lot of these guys. But I hope to see you back next week. Maybe go up about 5 spots more.
Yes, sir. Hopefully that'll be nice.
All right, buddy.
I appreciate you. Have a good night.
Ain't no problem. Steven Scott Jr. comes home in 6th. That means we'll go to get. I understand Jimmy Crow's been wanting to interview here. Jimmy Crow, CEO of HGR Racing League. You got a copy?
Oh yes, sir. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good, buddy. It was a heck of a performance all night. It wasn't the wreck fest. Now, I'm sure a lot of people anticipated it to be. It was actually one of the best Talladega races I think I've seen. What was your take on the whole night?
Oh, very pleased, very happy. This group has only been together a week and a day, and we've already improved our racing from the first race to this race. Guys are doing a good job. They're racing good, getting better. Hey, we've been working on that line holding. You'll see some 4 wide out of these guys before too long. But, man, I appreciate all these guys racing. A lot of these guys have donated a lot of money into their money racing community with, not much in return. Each and every one of these guys have never once said they would not race with me if I let such and such race. They always was a competitor at heart, so I'm glad to have them in this. And, hey, we're having so many different guys cash. I mean, Joseph Allen's already cashed twice with us. So we're just giving back to the community, man. And, hey, we're enjoying it.
Well, buddy, we enjoyed it here. I'm sure I think I maxed out 23 viewers, most I've ever had on this channel before. And I appreciate everybody taking time out there Wednesday night to view this. Jimmy, we appreciate you, buddy. It's great. Of course, my first time broadcasting this league, and I was not disappointed. Like I said, I was not disappointed. We thank you. Is there anybody you do want to thank tonight? Certain sponsors or just anybody in general?
Man. First off, man, I got to thank my haters, man. They love to hate me, motivate me, but with that being said, I want to thank these drivers at HGR, man. They're all good damn good people, good group of guys. We're not toxic. The racing environment's not toxic. Hey, we're just good racers, man. I want to thank them so much for racing, and hey, hopefully we can keep this trend going. And hey, we thank everybody. I thank all of them. Hey, it's all about them, not me.
Yes, sir, it is, buddy. Well, Jimmy Crow, we appreciate you putting it on, and hopefully you'll bring me back to broadcast the next one. Let me get familiar with some more. Let me figure out all these drivers here is a bit of a struggle tonight, trying to pinpoint who was who, but appreciate you for letting me come on, buddy.
Oh,
I
yeah.
appreciate it.
I appreciate the broadcast. You most definitely will be welcome. I appreciate you giving us a good rate on a broadcast. That helps the drivers, So I appreciate you working with us on that, man. And so, yeah, welcome to the family. Ninth gear, too. So, when I do a big race like a 500 or something, I'd like to have both y'all in the booth for it. But, yeah, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you doing business with us.
Ain't no problem, buddy. Jimmy Crow, the promoter tonight, put on a great show. Appreciate it, buddy. Look forward to the next one. That being said, I got one more driver waiting. James Waring, Garrett Jenkins got a copy.
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, I apologize for the wait. I had a longer list than waiting for your table at a Chinese restaurant. 19th, buddy, wasn't the whole story. You're up and down most of the night. Just take the whole race in general. Was there anything you felt like you could have done to potentially change the outcome here?
The big thing, just accident avoidance. I have no problem working my way up to the front, up in the top 10 every time, and then just bad luck. So it's just a matter of accident avoidance. Racing with these guys, I know what they can do. I know what they've done, and it's a good group of guys. And just keep getting caught up in the bad luck. But it's just how it is.
That's plate racing. Okay, yeah, it looked like as the race went on, intensity started picking up. Earlier in the race, did a lot of drivers. I believe you're one of them that just said to ride single file. Audrey Thompson was one of them. Was the plan just ride to the first green flag pit stop, try to split it down the middle, and then after that, the hats were off? Like, what was the plan for you for the first half to the last half?
First half, a lot of give and take, but if there was a spot, I take it. I was pretty much looking who to hook up with, who I run best with, who I've run with before, that I know that we're going to be able to hold line. They can take a push, but we weren't trying to do anything extraordinary. I mean, I was behind Asher, I believe. We were top 7, top 8 for the first green flag stops. I thought I had a good strategy. I saved enough fuel. I was able to get an extra lap out of it. Came back out of the pits. Then the first accident happened. I didn't get involved in, but I got involved in the second accident, or innocent bystander, I would say. And the last wreck on lap 39, I was a victim of a little arc brake, but it is what it is. It gave me 10 minutes of damage, and I knew there was no coming back from that. And I was just kind of hoping for something big at the end, but these guys are getting better and better every week, so the big ones aren't becoming as prevalent as some of the others have been.
Yes, sir. That's very evident tonight. I won't hold you too long. Just real quick, anybody, sponsors, family, or anybody in general you want to thank tonight?
First, got to thank Mr. Jimmy Crow. He came to me with this idea, and I said, hell yeah, let's do it. And it's working. It's working great. Everybody's happy. We don't have the toxic community. We're doing great. Also want to thank John Ward, who's helped me so much in my driving and racecraft. So those are the two big contributors to this. That's why we brought John on board to help, because he's one of the legends. So
yes, sir.
that's it.
All right, buddy. Unofficially tonight, James James Waring will come in the 19th position. Best of luck to you next time, Bailey. Look forward to talking to you some more.
All right, thank you.
Yep. With that being said, we will get a look at the starting grid, or not the starting grid, the race results here. And there you see it, Hunter Hastings able to walk away with the win tonight. Joey Allen in second, Miles Bagley third, Audrey Thompson fourth, and Casey Sprinkles rounds out top five. Stephen Scott Jr. in sixth. Asher Little, after more saves than I can count, and that includes getting caught up in a big one or two, he will come home seventh. Matthew Patton in eighth. Michael Menchaca comes in ninth. Richard Elliott will round out your top 10. Douglas Camp 11th. Scott McLean 12th. William H. Scott Jr. in 13th. Michael Wingo 14th. Christopher E. Carter comes on 15th. Sean Corbett, after having one of the fastest cars here tonight, will come home in 16th. Quentin Stenbach in 17th. Sterling Thiss in 18th. Then lastly, if I can show the rest of it here, that would be great. There we go. James Waring, just got done talking with him in 19th. John Ward in 20th after getting turned in that last big one. Jeremy Osborne had worked himself back up before eventually getting taken out. His night was done. Sean Fittrell and Benjamin Elliott will round out the field in 22nd and 23rd. Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it was a great running tonight. I hope it was a great broadcast for everybody. I was proud to bring the HGR series live to the Raging Idiot Racing Network. For those of you new or present, Saturday night, Inspired Racing League and Midnight Racing League double headers on Saturday night will be brought right here on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Then Monday night, the Inspired Cup Series live from Indianapolis. All that comes on the rest of this weekend next week. With that being said, I'm Garrett Jenkins. It was a great race and awesome experience to watch a lot of drivers do their stuff, do their thing, and at the end, Hunter Hastings walks away with the win. Everybody